So most of the people are going to give Tom Brady pretty much all the credit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning Super Bowl 55, and rightfully so to a certain degree, because Tom Brady is the quarterback. He was the equalizer. He's the guy that came in and really turned things up an extra notch for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was an instant upgrade over Jameis Winston. Some people out there thought that Jameis Winston should have returned to the Buccaneers. I wholeheartedly disagree with those people. I used to be a big-time Jameis Winston fan, but not really anymore, just due to the fact that I think that he's been a massive disappointment in the NFL. But look, we know that Tom Brady is going to get most of the credit because he's the quarterback. But I want to take this moment to say, despite Tom Brady's greatness, don't let this distract you from the fact that this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that just won Super Bowl 55 is one of the greatest teams and most talented teams ever assembled, okay? A big reason why I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game over the Kansas City Chiefs when I made my Super Bowl prediction roughly a couple of days ago before the game actually officially got underway. And a big reason why I picked the Buccaneers all the way back in September before the season started to win Super Bowl 55 is because I looked at this team and I said there's more to this team than just Tom Brady. See, more times than not, when fans and when analysts look at a team, they just look at the quarterback. They say, this team has Aaron Rodgers, this team has Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. But what I tend to do is I tend to just look at, okay, obviously I need a good quarterback that can elevate under pressure when it matters most. But what about the wide receiver core? What about the offensive line? What about the defense? What about the coaching staff? And when you take into account the Buccaneers' wide receiver core, their offensive line, their defense, their coaching staff, and their quarterback Tom Brady, they're top 5 at all those positions in the NFL. They have a top 5 quarterback in Tom Brady. Right now, today, my top 5 quarterbacks, in no particular order, would probably be Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. And you look at the defense. This defense is an elite unit, people. They're top 5 defense. This offensive line is really, really good. This wide receiver core is absolutely stacked. It's arguably the best wide receiver core in the entire NFL. And the one thing that Tampa Bay did better than anyone this year was they protected Tom Brady and they made life uncomfortable for the opposing quarterback. The best way to improve your team in the NFL is to figure out, how can I protect my quarterback and get the most out of him? And how can I affect the other quarterback? That's what Tampa Bay did better than anyone else. And I look at this Buccaneers team, and I think this is one of the most talented rosters of all time. You look at Tom Brady, Hall of Fame quarterback, Rob Gronkowski, greatest tight end of all time, at least the most impactful tight end of all time from a value standpoint. You look at Antonio Brown, Hall of Fame wide receiver to me. Mike Evans, he's on track to become a Hall of Fame wide receiver. You look at Chris Godwin, a top 10 wide receiver, arguably in the entire NFL. He might be that good right now, okay? You look at Tristan Wirfs, he only allowed 1 sack all year. He was a first-round pick out of Iowa and instantly came in and changed the offensive line. He has a chance to become an all-pro level player for years to come. You look at the defense, the linebackers, Devontae David, Devin White. That's the best linebacker duo in the entire NFL. And as far as I'm concerned, Devin White is the best player from the 2019 NFL draft class. Yes, he's better than Kyler Murray. Yes, he's better than Nick Bosa. Yes, he's better than Quinn Williams. To me, he's the best player from that draft. You look at the Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea. That's an elite defensive tackle duo. You look at JPP and Shaq Barrett. Those guys are monsters. And Antoine Winfield Jr., the rookie safety that they drafted in the second round, he has a chance to be an all-pro level player for many years to come. So I look at this Buccaneers team and I said, folks, what were you missing? Why did you pick the Chiefs to win? Why did you pick all the other teams to win the Super Bowl outside of Tampa Bay? To me, when Tom Brady made his decision to go to Tampa Bay, it was obvious to me because this team is so talented. And I quickly wanted to give a shout out to Bruce Arians and his coaching staff. You look at Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator. You look at Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator. They did a tremendous job all year of really helping out that coaching staff. This coaching staff has a lot of diversity between African Americans and actual females as far as, being on this coaching staff. This coaching staff is a lot different than your traditional NFL coaching staff. And I'm not trying to say that you should follow the blueprint and say, okay, you need to go out there and hire black coaches. You need to go out there and hire, women to be on your coaching staff just because Tampa Bay has it on their staff. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is don't be afraid to embrace diversity. Don't be afraid to go out there and give those African American men and women opportunities. Don't be afraid to go out there and give those women in sports an opportunity. If they're good enough and qualified for the job, give it to them, okay? So the bottom line is, all I want to say is, when I think back 20 years from now, I'm going to look back at this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I'm going to say, this is one of the most talented teams ever assembled. That's how I feel, because I don't think people realize how many potential Hall of Famers are on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers roster. I actually tweeted out during the game. I'll read you guys the tweet, and depending on how it looks on the screen, I might put it on the screen for you guys. But I said, list of players on Buccaneers Super Bowl 55 roster that could make the Hall of Fame one day. I said that includes Tom Brady, Levante David, Rob Gronkowski, Devin White, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, LaShawn McCoy, Ndamukong Suh, Antoine Winfield Jr., Jason Pierre-Paul, and Tristan Wirfs. And I also said there's a few others, but this team is stacked. And yes, this team is 100% without a doubt super duper stacked through the roof. This is one of the most talented teams ever assembled to me, and I gotta give this supporting cast a lot of props. Everyone wants to give Tom Brady all the credit, and he deserves a ton of credit, but I also want to give his supporting cast the appropriate credit that they deserve as well. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.